you for joining us today at Sarah's Quick and Easy Sweets. I'm your host, Brenda Buckner, and I would like to introduce you to my good friend, Carol Falzon, who is a very well-known cake decorator in the Troy-Rochester area. Everybody knows Carol's Cakes. Carol is also a teacher. And we are just so happy to have you with us today, Carol.
Thank you, Brenda. I'm really glad to be here as well.
Carol.
There's a wonderful product called Puff Pastry. It comes frozen, and before you use it, you need to let it thaw for 30 minutes.
Thanks for returning. Carol, you promised that you were going to show us how to do hors d'oeuvres. Yes. With puff pastry. But I see something here that's fascinating, a Stromboli.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Another easy thing to do. I only do easy things if I can
yes,
help.
Yes, yes.
When everyone's in such a time constraint, you know, with work and families and things, so the easier, the better. And sometimes if you're going to a party and you ask what you can bring, and people will say an appetizer, you're kind of stuck. You know, you don't know what to do. These are some really simple appetizers that you can bring. They can be made ahead of time. If the house you're going to has a microwave, just zap them for a couple seconds and they'll be warm for the people when it's time for them to eat them.
Does a microwave affect the puff pastry at all?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. No. I haven't had that problem, so I'm assuming that it's okay.
So just maybe 10, 15 seconds?
Sure, sure. Very minimally, you know.
Okay.
Okay. As Brenda said, we're going to try to do it, we're going to make a Stromboli.
Yes, we are.
And as with our other puff pastry, we use the parchment paper. I wanted to show you this again because it's so important to have this when you're working with the puff pastry. The sheets come frozen and you want them to thaw for 30 minutes before you start working with them, and this one has thawed for 30 minutes, so it's ready to go. With the Stromboli, we're going to work on half of the sheet, the lower half. First, we're going to put some turkey breast and ham. Okay, we'll put a little bit more turkey breast.
Oh, yes. Can you get too much?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right. Then the next thing we're going to add is some onions. These are scallions.
Okay.
For flavor, if you don't like onions, don't use them.
Actually, can just about anything you like go in there?
Sure, you can. And you know what? The recipe doesn't call for it, but as I look on the table, I see some green pepper over there.
Oh, how about some green pepper?
I think I want to try green. I love green pepper, so we'll put some green pepper in there too. We're going to use this for something else, but since we have it, we might as well use it. Okay.
Okay.
And the last ingredient is some shredded cheese. You can put as little or as much as you want on this. Oh, something else I forgot to tell you, and I'm going to have to fix this up. You'll see why in a minute. Only leave about an inch on the side free, because we'll have to, you know what, I'm just going to pull it like that.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
Okay, now we're going to start rolling it jelly roll style at the bottom, go all the way to the top.
Now, do you put a sauce in there at all?
I imagine you could, Brenda. That sounds good. I'm not going to, just because I like it on the plainer side. But if you wanted to put a sauce, you could put, anything.
Do you wash it at all?
Yes. When we're all done, we're going to do an egg wash.
Not on the inside?
No, nothing on the inside. We're going to do an egg wash. Okay. The reason, when I first tried this recipe, what I did was I filled the whole thing, rolled it up, and I baked one, and the inside did not cook. So I believe that the reason you do it halfway is to have the meat part in the center and then more of the puff pastry around what's in the center.
Okay.
So, okay. You want the seam on the bottom, and then you're going to tuck the edges over. That's why you needed that extra inch on the side.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm sure that if you forget to leave the extra inch, as it's falling out, you'll remember, so you push it back in and continue to roll.
That's right. Okay, and here again we have an egg wash, and all this is an egg with 1 tablespoon of water added to it to thin it out. The reason for the egg wash in this case is to make it nice and brown. It's baking, and you put the egg wash all over it.
It's fast.
It is fast.
That's so fast.
Simple. Very simple. Okay.
Okay.
All right, now you will put this in a 365-degree oven for 55 minutes or until it gets golden brown, okay? And the one that's over there, Brenda, if you could hand that to me. I'd like to cut it open so you could see what it looks like from the
Certainly.
inside. I'm going to put this over here for 1 second.
This is a finished Stromboli.
Right. And my knife.
Carol Falzon style. Now, if it was Brenda Buckner style, it would have pizza sauce, pizza cheese.
You could do it with pepperoni.
Yes.
Couldn't you? Pepperoni and pizza sauce.
Yes.
Green pepper and onions.
Yes.
So it's Italian.
Yep.
You could do Mexican with the salsa if you wanted to do that, right?
Yes.
And maybe fried ground beef, or
that'd be
there are so many
terrific.
different ways you can do it. I'm just thinking about those things now. But let me cut it in a couple spots and then you can see. And again, you can make this as thick or as thin as you want, but I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, there we go. Okay, I don't know if the camera can capture this, but there's the meat rolled around in the middle with the
it's
onions and the cheese,
beautiful.
and then the crust on the outside.
Just
So
beautiful.
those are great appetizers.
I'm your host, Brenda Buckner, and I'll see you soon.